Hello everyone, welcome back. It's the second video today. I didn't upload for like 3 weeks and then I've given you 2 in a day, so it makes up for it. I'm joking, it doesn't really, but as the post I put out explains, and I'll explain it again, I had exams, so yeah. They're all over now though, so I'm back. And we're back with the Challenge Cup. I've already done the Champions Cup. If you've not seen that, go and check it out. I think it's a good video. So yeah, let's go. So again, I'll run through the games. I'll give my opinions on last week because a couple of the games, especially in the challenge, were a bit spewed. Because teams put out weaker teams and stuff like that. So I'll get into that. But yeah, we'll start off with the only game happening in approximately 5 hours' time. So yeah, getting there. And that is, of course, Edinburgh at home to Bayonne. Now, I was hoping to go to this game, but I am not going to get the chance to, unfortunately. But it is in Edinburgh, at the Hive. Now, Edinburgh are off the back of a loss to Gloucester. However, as an Edinburgh fan, I will go more in depth, but Edinburgh did not put out a strong team. There was 3 debutants, 2 of which making professional debuts for Edinburgh. So, and they pushed a fairly solid, I won't say it's full strength, but it was near enough full strength, Gloucester team to 5 points. So, I'm seeing that as a win, because I suspect Edinburgh's first team would absolutely destroy them. I reckon you put 1 or 2 of Edinburgh's first team players on that, and they would have won. But anyway, they were home to Bayonne. This game was actually played as a round of 16 game last year. And Edinburgh won fairly comfortably. And I think that's going to happen again. Edinburgh to win fairly comfortably. Duhan van der Merwe has just signed his new contract, which I'm buzzing about. I think we knew he was probably staying at Edinburgh for a month or so now, but it's still good to see it official. But yeah, Bayonne are off the back of a 1-point win to Scarlets. Decent win for them. However, I think Edinburgh big step up. I am going to side with the Scottish team. Next up, we go to France as Montpellier host Ospreys. Now, Ospreys, I have started this season not so great. Montpellier, I couldn't actually remember how they're doing. They beat Dragons narrowly in the first game. Ospreys got a pretty convincing win over the Lions. So, yeah, this could be a good game. Montpellier are one of those teams that are pretty strong at home, but can slip up away. And this game is in France, as I said, so I am going to side with the French team. But Ospreys are one of these teams that you just can't count out. No matter who they're against, they could be against prime Springboks. Springboks in a World Cup final and they'd still somehow pull it off. They're just one of those teams. So, yeah, but I would expect Ospreys to get this win. Next up, we have Zebra Parme against Lyon. Zebra actually have had a couple of wins in the URC. They're not doing badly in the URC as things go. They did get thumped by Connacht in the first round, whereas Lyon got a pretty decent win over Cardiff. I can't see this being much of a problem for the French team, if I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I think Lyon will win this fairly comfortably. Zebra are. They're improving, but they're not there yet, would be what I would say with the Zebra. Next up, we have the Emirates Lions at home to Pau. Pau obviously getting a big win against Newcastle. And as I've already said, Lions got pretty convincingly beat by Ospreys. I am going to side with the South African side. It is in... Is it Johannesburg, the Lions? I think so, yeah. It is in Johannesburg. So, yeah, you would probably expect the Lions at home with the altitude. I know it's not the Bull, they brag about it with the Bulls, but the Lions is also at an altitude. So, yeah, I do expect the South African side to get a big win there. Next up, we have Van against Gloucester. Van are a team that I believe they just up from the Pro D2 last week. they got beat by Black Lion, the Georgian team. So yeah. Gloucester obviously beat Edinburgh. I've already spoken about that. Well, actually, I don't think they were that great. However, yeah, they shouldn't really have any issues, Gloucester, here. I mean, it is in France, so it is, France is always a tough place to go, but I think Gloucester will just be slightly too good for Vaughan. Cardiff at home to Cheetahs is next. Cheetahs obviously getting a draw against Perpignan in South Africa, which is a big result actually for the French team there. Cardiff lost to, is it Lyon? Cardiff lost to. So yeah, it is in Cardiff in Wales. I would expect Cardiff to win this. The Cheetahs are. What do they even play full time? They're in Europe, but what tournament do they play in? I'd imagine they take part in the Currie Cup and stuff, but that's not a full-time tournament. Don't know. Since they left the Pro 14, I don't really know what they're doing. Same with the Southern Kings. What happened to them? But anyway, yeah. It'd be nice to know if you know what happened to Southern Kings and what the Cheetahs are doing now, then it'd be cool to know, because I can't remember. Next up, we have the Scarlets at home to Black Lion. And actually, this game has been played before, and Black Lion won. Black Lion obviously also won against Van. I don't know how to... Van. It's French. God knows how to pronounce it. Scarlets losing against... was it Montpellier Scarlets beat Scarlets last week? I think so. Yes. No, not Montpellier. Bayonne. That's what I meant to say. Bayonne. Beat Scarlets. This could be a good game. Is it Parc y Scarlets in Wales? So Scarlets will be wanting revenge. However, they've not been that great this season. Do you back the Georgian hype? That's the question. And I am stupid, so yes, I'm going to side with Black Lion. Back the Georgians. I want to see them do well. I do like the fact that Georgia are included, and I hope more Georgians can come. And then next up, we have got Perpignan at home to Connacht. Perpignan getting a draw in South Africa against the Cheetahs, which is a good result. If they were still at Bloemfontein, then that's a good result. Bloemfontein's a tough place to go. And Connacht obviously thumping Zebra. Nothing unusual there. The game is in France. I would still expect Connacht to win, though. Perpignan are one of those teams that just aren't quite at the level, like most of the slightly better teams in the challenge, the borderline URC teams, the teams like Connacht, your Edinburghs, your Connachts, your Ospreys, teams like that who are 50-50 if they're in the Champions or the Challenge. Benetton don't usually have a problem against teams like Perpignan, so I am going to side with Connacht. And last but not least, we kind of have Newcastle against Dragons. Newcastle have been better this season. They have got a couple of wins in the Premiership. Obviously beaten Exeter, but I think my grand could be Exeter at the minute. And Saracens, that was a big win for them. Dragons are they bottom of the URC? They're near the bottom anyway. Both teams lost. I can't remember against who. Both teams lost. Newcastle to Pau, Dragons to possibly Montpellier. Yeah. At Kingston Park, this could go either way, actually. I'm going to side with Newcastle, I think, because they're not far off the back of that big win against Saracens. Yeah. It is at Kingston Park. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll run you through again. So, I've got Edinburgh to beat Bayonne, Montpellier to beat Ospreys, Lyon to beat Zebra, Lions to beat Pau, Gloucester to beat Van, Cardiff to beat Cheetahs, Black Lion to beat Scarlets, Connacht to beat Perpignan, and Newcastle to beat the Dragons. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, I shall see you later.